Hello and welcome to a new video, and we're in Corwen in North Wales, exploring the town's lost railways and surviving relics. In 1864, the Denbighshire and Corwen Railway arrived from the north, coming through the deep Corwen cutting, passing the site of today's leisure centre. It then crossed the River Dee before sharing a track bed and running parallel with the soon-to-open line from Llangollen. It then ran into a temporary terminus until the Great Western Railway opened their station about 8 months later. In 1865, the Great Western Railway opened their Llangollen to Corwen Railway from the east. In 1866, the line would continue westwards towards Bala as the Corwen and Bala Railway. So we're starting our video at the industrial estate off the Carrog Road near the trailer works, and this footpath that leads down to the very deep Corwen cutting. Looking on the line towards Riffin and the base of the cutting towards Corwen. So we're following the line from Rill and Denby and Riffin in towards Corwen. The railway actually ran in a deep cutting just at the side of this path. You can just see down into the cutting. We picked this path up just at the industrial estate, just on the outskirts of Corwen. There's a bit better view down into the cutting. You can just see how deep it actually is. And there at the top of the cutting, certainly a very nice part of the world, Corwen. Got the railway line just here. Actually got a little footpath that seems to go down into the cutting. We'll just take a look. So we're actually down on the track bed near enough. So you can just see that's the footpath that we've just come down. So we're at least 30 foot down from the tarmac path that we were on. So we'll just have a look down onto the track bed now, best we can, but it's quite overgrown. So that's looking towards Riffin, and it's a good 30 plus feet deep. So there's actually access down onto the track bed at this spot. So I think this will come out somewhere by Corwen Leisure Centre. The old bridge is now infilled. That's where we were just looking through the railings a second ago. Just see the height of the path that's just come down now to the track bed. So this is the old track bed now, going towards Corwen town and the junction with the Barmouth line. So you just see the height here. It really was some feat of engineering building this back in the 1860s. There doesn't seem to be any infrastructure left, but take it must have been where something was cemented into the ground, whether it was a signal or a telegraph cable or something. And from the cutting, and you can see from the steps there, to emphasise how high it is, we're actually now on quite a high embankment looking down on Corwen Leisure Centre. So you can just see from the container there how high the embankment we're on now, considering 50 yards ago we were actually on in a cutting, very deep cutting as well. So that's just looking back towards Riffin. And we've got Corwen Leisure Centre ahead of us, so we'll pick it up down there. So we're in the Leisure Centre car park now. That's the container that we could see before from the top of the embankment. I think we've got the railway line at the top of that grass there. And it carries on probably past the front of the Leisure Centre building towards the town. So after coming through the Leisure Centre site, which is ahead of us, the track seems to have followed this cutting here, going round towards the right, and there must be a bridge over the river to take it towards the junction with the Great Western line. So that cutting we were looking down on was just by the national speed limit sign. Town's over there, so we'll go and have a look at where the junction is. So that's the car that we're near when we're looking down into the cutting. Becomes an embankment again here. We've got the River Dee there. So there is an embankment if you follow the line of the trees, and you can just see the embankment there. So that joined the Barmouth line where the new Corwen station is. That's of course the Llangollen Railway. That's the western terminus of the railway. So that's the end of the line from Riffin. So it formed the junction here where they built the new station. And believe it or not, that is only actually a couple of years old. It was built from scratch, and I have got a video on the channel having a look around it when it just before it opened, so I'll put a link to that in the video description. I've since found out that there wasn't actually a junction. The Denbighshire line, which later came under the London North Western Railway, ran parallel with the Great Western Railway's line up to the site of Corwen Station, and there was a crossover which linked the two lines. Initially, when the line was extended, the Llangollen Railway had a temporary terminus just to the east of this station. So this is the end of the Llangollen Railway, but the line did used to carry on, as I said, towards Vale and Barmouth. That's the old track bed up there. Corwen Station was a little bit further up in that direction. You may have seen the little brick and stone building as I pan round. That is the original Corwen fire station, and I made a little video about that. I'll put a link in the video description. Just to give an idea of where we are now, this is the new station for the Llangollen Railway. We've got the bridge abutments on Green Lane and the site of the original temporary terminus. So this trailer showroom is the old Corwen station. So apparently there's been bits demolished on either end, and the bit in the middle is new because it was built as a showroom, but the two bits with the apexes are original. This station opened on the 8th of May 1865, with the temporary station closing soon afterwards. This station closed on the 14th of December 1964, along with the line to the west of Llangollen. It shut a month earlier than planned due to flooding on the line. So, just poking the camera through some railings, we're stood on what would have been the platform edge for the Rhuaben direction platform. That bit that juts out from the building is new. The platform edge would have run along this line where these trailers are and the pickup behind it. And if you were going towards Barmouth, you got your train from somewhere in front of the building. There looks like there may be some platform edge stones there, unless it's just been retarmacked at some point. Again, just looking back towards the station, possibly platform there. This is definitely part of the track bed. And we've probably got a line of original railway railings there. Could be part of a platform edge stone maybe. So this was all railway land where the fire station and the police station are built. We've also got behind it another section of that railway style fencing. So it probably dates back from the times, I think this would have been, well, this would have been the goods yard around here. So just looking where the goods shed was, you can see that there were substantial goods facilities at this station. So the last bit of railway architecture to have a look at here in Corwen is the goods shed. The fire station would have been built on the old goods yard because we're only about 50 yards further up the street from where that was. So presumably this would have been the road access into the goods yard. So you can just see where the fire station is in reference to the goods yard, to the goods shed. So we started off the video on an industrial estate. I think it's Lydia Industrial Estate. We're now on Corwen Industrial Estate and we're on the old track bed looking towards Barmouth. In 2014, the Heritage Railway reopened their line to the point where the two former lines converged and built this new station in 2023, replacing an earlier temporary terminus. And that concludes our look at the former railways of Corwen. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.